What's up, guys? My name is Jonathan Trailer, the host and founder of Hope with Jonathan podcast. And if you're wanting to know more about my story, you can go check it out at hopewithjonathan.com. But if you're here for a video about 5 easy ways to manage and organize your medications, you've come to the right place, right for this video. Again, guys, my name is Jonathan Trailer, and I welcome you to my channel. I ask for you to go through my channel and see what my podcast is all about. We just featured an incredible kidney warrior, Crawford Wall, on my show, and it was an incredible show. So definitely go back there and check it out. Like I said, guys, we really would appreciate it if you check us out right here at Hope with Jonathan, right here on YouTube. Also, check out our website as well at hopewithjonathan.com, and hit that subscribe button to show your support and help us out right here at Hope with Jonathan. We definitely would appreciate it. But guys, listen, this video I wanted to present to you guys today is 5 easy ways to manage your medication. And it's definitely important when you're on a lot of medications to definitely keep those medications readily at hand and definitely have them organized. Organization plays a huge part with taking medications and taking them at the right time and taking the right ones. And you definitely got to know the names of your medication and what you're taking them for, and know how to say it, know how to describe it, other than describing your medication by color or size, because size, shape, and color, when it comes to describing your medications, that can be changed or altered depending upon brand and prescription and things like that. So definitely have to know exactly what you're taking. Uh, with that being said, guys, let's get into this video really quickly. So 5 easy ways to manage your meds. So basically, a quick, easy way to get your medications managed. And we need to probably start with reasons of why we need to manage and organize our medication. One of the one of the great reasons of why you should manage your medications and organize is when you take a lot of medications, errors can happen easily. So if you got a lot of pill bottles that you're reaching for, there's times that you may end up not taking the right med, or end up possibly switching a medication maybe at a time that you were supposed to take a med at another time of the day, or in the evening. You may take that. You may take your morning dose for the evening, or your evening dose for the morning, and things like that. It easily can happen, really easily. So this can it can range from missing a dose also to also you can also overdose, which is quite scary, especially if you're on any sort of like major pain medications, or medication that may make you really sick or nauseous, or even make you want to go to bed. So especially at a time when you don't want to go to bed, maybe before to go to work and things like that, or maybe having to deal with your kids, or family events and things like that. So it's definitely important to manage your meds, and managing your medication effectively can definitely reduce potential fatal errors. Okay, because there are certain situations where you can end up taking a medication that can really make you sick and put you in a hospital and put you in a bad place. You have to be really careful. It all depends upon what type of medications you're on, and why you need to take them. Okay. And so a great way to manage your meds, and this is a great question, is how do I manage my medication? A key to being successful with managing your medication is definitely through organization. I said that at the beginning of the video. These organization tips will definitely give you, ensure your medications are being taken at a timely and a safely manner. Okay, that's what the whole goal of the video is to try to help you know that you can manage it, and it can be overwhelming. I mean, you're sitting there with a whole bunch of medications, and especially if you're a dialysis patient. I think at one time I was taking like 30 pills, and I mean, I had pills everywhere, so I had to get organized. And how did I get organized? So I want to share my story with this. Okay, the best way for me to get organized was to have a cart with bins. And I went to Walmart. I'm not plugging Walmart. I'm just telling you where I went. I'm sharing my story. So again, no way, shape, or form is this a diagnosis. I want to make sure everyone understands that in this, what this is in no shape or form is a diagnosis. I am not a doctor. I want you to definitely reach out and talk to your team, and definitely check with your team. So, and there'll be a disclaimer at the end of this video. I'm not going to play it at this time, but definitely check with your team about this before you make any changes or alterations or anything to your plan. I'm just going to share my story. But I went to Walmart and I bought a bin with drawers, and it had rollers on it. It was basically a cart with wheels, and I was able to put a lot of my medications that I took inside of that container, and I knew what I needed to reach for when it came for refill time. But one of the main things that I came across that really helped me was a pill organizer. So let's get into that. So a pill organizer. A daily pill organizer is a great way. This is number one. Okay. This is number one. We're going to talk about 5 easy ways to organize and manage your meds. Okay. So, a great way to manage and organize your med is definitely using a pill organizer. If you feel like that you want to use your pill bottles and you want to do it that way, that's fine. That's on you. That's your decision. If that's what's most comfortable for you. I'm just trying to give some helpful hints here on ways to help manage your medication. Some of this is common knowledge, and some of it, I feel like some people may need some assistance or maybe need a rehashing of it to maybe get a grasp a concept of how, how maybe I, as a transplant recipient, how I manage my medication, because everyone knows that we're on a lot of different medications. Okay. So using a daily pill organizer can really be effective for you. And in what ways it can definitely be helpful if you take many types of medications each day. It has 7 or more compartments that hold each day's worth of medication. So you're going to have this, Sunday through Saturday, and any medications that you need to take. And some of them are a lot different than others. I mean, you have some that have maybe 4 openings, have like a morning, a lunch, a mid evening, and then at nighttime before bed. So a lot of them have them like that. Some of them are just one big opening or one big enclosure for all of your medications, and then maybe you have to choose which ones you need to take. I don't suggest those. I actually am suggesting that you probably do get one that has multiple slots for each time of the day. It definitely helps me, but again, I'm just sharing my story, so I'm just telling you what works for me. So basically, to ensure each medication is taken on a timely basis, definitely keep your dosage schedule nearby. This includes a physical description of your pill, such as capsule or large white pill. So, like if you got like a blue capsule and maybe like a white, actual pill instead of the capsule. So it's like, the powdery pill. Um, or tablet. So basically you definitely still got to keep in mind. That's why I suggest to have the different slots so that which medications you need to take in at what time. If you want to know exactly how I do it, I'll tell you how I do it. I put my immune suppressants, my anti-rejection medications go in the morning slot. And then I have my an hour later, I normally take my diabetes medication and some of the others that I take for daily care of other ailments that I have and things that I need to take. So that goes into that slot, and I take those usually about an hour or so after I take my immune suppressants. Then I take. Then the next slot is for my night dose, the 12-hour later dosage of my next dosage of the anti-rejection medication, and then I actually have medications that I take at night before I go to bed. So that's for number four, the four slot. So if that gives you any idea of how organized, and I do that for all 7 days of the week. So, and if you're wondering what night of the day that I do that on for my schedule, Sunday night is my medication, my med box night, and I actually have that scheduled on my phone. And we can talk about that a little bit later. But your phone can play a huge part of helping you organize. But we can get into that a little bit later. Drawbacks of this is if you have children, a pill organizer may not be an ideal way of organizing medication. Pills can actually accidentally be ingested or even organized, which can cause potential overdosing. Another drawback may be if you take a lot of medication that may not fit in each compartment. So this is the reason why I say that you need one with a multiple openings so that you can actually, or multiple slots, so that you have actually fit all of your medications in there. Sometimes if that can be avoided and you can't fit all your medications in there, then you have to explore other options, which may be remembering that and having to actually take those extra pills out of the bottle, or buy another pill organizer and actually fill that organizer as well with your other medications as well. And there's different ways that you can do that. There's actually pill containers that you can buy to put your medications in as well. You don't actually have to put them in a pill organizer. There's like pill containers that you can buy as well. So, and these are inexpensive things that you can pick up. My transplant team actually gave me one through CVS Specialty, but you'd have to reach out to your team and see what may be offered out there. I know you can pick these up at Walmart, all of your standard drug stores. You can pick these type of pill organizers. Um, so the number two will be create a dosage scheduling chart. Okay, so another way to be effective with managing your med is to create a medication dosage chart, and you can basically do this with like a whiteboard, a chalkboard, piece of paper. You can do it on a calendar. Again, you can utilize your cell phone with this. It's a great way for you to keep up with your medications and your dosages. It's another good way for you to know what you're taking as well. This can definitely be done, like I said, with a computer, a spreadsheet, a word processing program. A lot of this stuff, it's kind of a old school technology. Again, utilizing your phone, and there's many different ways that you can do that. You can definitely list all your medications, the times they need to be taken, the space uh, for each dose. And you can check off when each one is taking. So some of this stuff could be kind of old school steps, but again, this pretty much is kind of almost a semi foolproof plan of making sure that you're as you're checking off of each dose, making sure that you're taking them. Okay, so you definitely can utilize a dosaging scheduling chart. Again, for me, I'm going to use my cell phone. So making a list of all your medications is number three. Okay. And what this is basically your med list. Okay. And again, you can do this either on your phone. You can write these down on a notepad. That number two is more about the dosages, meaning like how much you're taking. what milligrams it is, and maybe the times that you're taking. But making a list of all your medications is definitely a good thing to do, especially if you go in the hospital. You already have it written down, or maybe you go to a new doctor. They're going to ask for that right away. So if you've already got it written down, it's a great way for you to remember. That way, when you go to write all those down, you know exactly what you're talking about. You know the dosage. You know exactly what you're taking. Now, again, utilizing your cell phone. I have in the notes part on my phone, there's a notes app. On my cell phone, I have an Apple iPhone, so utilize the notepad. I'm not sure what Android offers for that. They may have I'm sure they have some sort of notepad or something that you can utilize as well. But I have all my medications wrote down on the notepad, and it is definitely resourceful. Definitely resourceful. So, making a list of all your medications you take with the name, dosage, frequency, side effects, and whether the medications have been stopped. Also, include any allergies that you have to any medications on this list. So, this is great. And then you can make several copies, meaning that basically you could go somewhere to maybe like a place that does copies, or if you have a printer at home, you can definitely print up these type of med list, and that way, you always have them on hand. You go to a new doctor, you go to the hospital. Maybe you want to give one to your spouse to keep in their wallet. You can actually share these with friends and family that are or whoever's in charge of your medical care. These type of things. This is type of information that you definitely want to have on hand just in case, because you show up at the hospital, they're not going to know exactly what you're on. And if you have this on information already readily handy on your telephone, or if you have it readily handy on a list, maybe like on a piece of paper, then you're good to go, and everybody's going to know, and you're going to be able to remember because you could actually hand them the list and say, "Here you go. This is what I take." So I think this is awesome. Here's another one. Use a medication app. So like I said, with technology and the way things are going now, everybody's utilizing their cell phone. So I utilize my cell phone for a lot of things. Not only am I using my cell phone for keeping the notes of the type of medications I'm on and the dosages and things like that. I'm also utilizing the alarms on there. So the alarms are a great way for me to keep track of when I need to take my immune suppressants. And believe it or not, on busy days, those alarms have really came in handy. So at nighttime, sometimes I've been busy with something with the family. Maybe we went out, maybe we're been out shopping. And believe it or not, there have been moments where I've been caught up in situations that alarm would go off and actually remind me that I needed to take my medication, which was actually a huge plus for me. But not only do I have my phone set for alarms, my wife as well has her phone set. So, I mean, these are just tools and tips that I'm trying to share with you, and let you guys know what I do. Again, I'm just sharing my personal story. No way, shape, or form is this a medical diagnosis, or we're not asking you to make any major changes, but I'm just I'm just trying to share some great tips with you that I think would be resourceful when organizing your medication. So, if you use a smartphone or a tablet, there are a wide variety of apps out there that can help manage your medication. These include where you can look up information about the drug, set up the your medication schedule, and get reminders to take your pills. Again, I'm utilizing alarms on my phone, but they have apps out there that'll send you notifications, and this is a great thing. So basically, there's like 10 apps out there that this information that I'm getting offline here, it basically can offer, and that supposedly they're all free. So there's free apps out there that you can do this, and it's a great way to stay up to date and keep yourself organized with your medication. So believe it or not, guys, we're already at number 5. So number 5 here is check your prescription labels often. So believe it or not, guys, I check my prescription labels a lot, but I also, every time I get a new prescription or a refill, okay, so I get a refill. As soon as I come home, I take the medication out of the bag, I take my old pill bottle, And I sit there and I look at it and I compare and make sure that the milligrams are right. I compare it, make sure that uh, the name of the medication does not have anything behind it. I make sure it's exactly the same. I make sure it's not an ER or anything like that, because any of those type of discrepancies can definitely change the way that the medication is and processing through your body. So you have to be careful. You definitely have to read the label. You do not want to be taking the wrong medication or be taking something that can definitely hurt your body or even affect a transplanted organ. So definitely be aware of your medications that you're taking. If you not already have made a habit of it, make a habit of it now, to know and remember and memorize every one of your medications. I actually had a patient, I remember her very vividly, that basically would come in and do her dialysis treatment, and the doctor would come around and ask her what type of medication she was on. And she would actually tell her, "I don't know, it's like a red pill," or "No, it's a blue pill. No, that one's a green one." And and she would describe it by like circle and block, or block. It's like a rectangle or it's a circle. And I mean, literally, the doctor was just baffled because she was like, I don't know how that, I'm supposed to treat you like this, because, if you don't know exactly what medications you're on, I mean, and then she could have easily went to the system and found exactly what all medication. I'm sure somewhere within the facility there at the dialysis center, they had it on a chart somewhere. But, just the thought that, the way that this patient was trying to describe to the nephrologist what type of blood pressure medication she was on. The only way she could describe it was by color and the size of the pill and the style of the pill. She did not know the name. She didn't know how much milligram and all of this. This is the only reason why I know this is because of the way that sometimes dialysis centers are, and they kind of have an open room where they sometimes do consultations with patients, and I could overhear everything that was going on. But needless to say, what I'm trying to say to you is it's important for you to know what type of medications you're on. Like I said, you may end up in the hospital, or you may end up going to a new doctor or being referred to another doctor. You're going to need to know this information. It's definitely a good thing to have it memorized and know exactly what you're on. You take the medications every day, so you definitely should know exactly what you're taking. But checking prescription labels often is a great rule of thumb, especially, like I said, you want to make sure that you're not taking anything that you shouldn't be taking. So when looking at the prescription labels, you want to check the expiration date, the refill information, properly discarding of old medication. When running low on a medication that has a refill, definitely call your pharmacist before you run out. This way, you will not miss any doses. So, this is definitely a great aspect of this category of checking prescription labels often, because oftentimes I've realized that a lot of medications will expire, and a lot of times patients don't realize that. And that's sort of a process, because a lot of doctors' offices have a time limit on when you have to report this, and then they're going to take sometimes 24 or 48 hours before they'll even take a look at it and rewrite the prescription, or re-up the prescription. And then by the time that hits your pharmacy, you may be without that medication for 3 to 5, maybe a week. Sometimes I've seen it happen before, and especially if the pharmacy that you've chosen sometimes can't get a hold of the medication until a few days, because they have to have it shipped in. So you have to be mindful of these things. One rule of thumb that I have, and they taught me this in my transplant hospital, transplant facility, was I get around 10 days out of any of my medications. I'm sending it in for a prescription refill. And I've done this religiously, especially with the immune suppressants. On Sunday night when I'm analyzing my medication, when I'm done, I look at all the bottles that I have just filled with. I've got them all laid out. I've got my pill container, my pill organizers filled, and I'm looking at the bottles and I'm seeing how much is left because I know, come next Sunday, I'm going to have to refill it again. I'm looking and seeing which ones need to be refilled. And as I go through, I will set those to the side and then put everything back up. And then I will look at each one and I will call them in. I'm pretty blessed because my pharmacy, I have an app that I can actually just by the click of a button, literally by using my cell phone, I can click that prescription and reorder it. It's a great way for me to organize my medication. So, again, guys, these are 5 ways that you can definitely, organize your medication. These are great 5 ways that can keep you mindful of different medications, especially when you're taking a lot of different medications. It can be definitely overwhelming when you take a lot of medications. So, again, just to kind of maybe rehash, I'm using I no longer use a storage cart. I'm now using a tub, and it's not a huge tub. It's kind of a smaller tub. I'm not really sure about the dimensions on it, but it's probably I would say it's at least 14 to 16 inches long, and probably about 5 inches wide, maybe more, 6 inches. And it's a good sized tub, and it's clear. I can look in there and kind of look at my medications, but I keep all of my medications that I'm taking readily in hand right there in that tub. And I can go to that tub at any given time and pull out any medication if I need to. But of course, I'm utilizing the pill organizer, so I really don't have to reach in there. But I keep all of my medications in there at any given time. That way, I know exactly where they're at. They're in my tub. And I also keep my pill organizer right there on top of the tub. And then I have my blood pressure machine, and I have my sugar tester or meter sitting right there on top as well. So all of those are always readily at hand, and I know exactly where they're at. And I'm just sharing my story. I'm just sharing some tips here, but I really feel that this video is going to be for someone that maybe had just recently possibly been diagnosed with possible a chronic illness like kidney disease, or it really doesn't matter what the disease is, but I mean, if you're on a lot of different medications, this may be a good video for you to utilize and give you some hints or give you some ideas of how to manage your medications when you're on a lot, because it can be overwhelming. I remember whenever I started taking renal binders, and I remember the pharmacist getting on the intercom when I was in line for getting my medications filled, and she said, "I'm sorry, Mr. Trailer, I'm going to have to come out and actually bring you your medications because it won't fit through the drawer." And so she brought me out this paper sack that was like full of medications. And I'm sure the people behind me probably thought, what in the world is this guy, getting delivered in a brown paper sack? And what it was calcium acetate renal binders. And they were in this huge bottle and huge container. And literally, I mean, it was, like I said, it was overwhelming. I mean, when you get home and literally would lay out all the medications, it was so overwhelming. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know where to begin. So again, I will just tell you that the best rule of thumb when dealing with medications is organization. That one word alone is so crucial and key. So you want to definitely be organized, and these are some great ways to do it. I mean, pill organizer, having their med list, utilizing your cell phone, utilizing an app to remind you about medications. And then number 5 was definitely to check prescription labels often. And inside of there, we were talking about making sure that your medications were not running out of prescription or running out of med, and all those type of things, because sometimes it can be a process of getting those refilled, especially when the pharmacist can't really get a hold of the medication quickly. I know that there are some medications that I have personally that have to be shipped in from San Antonio. And I live about an hour away, so it's never been a huge problem. But just in case. And like I said, my rule of thumb on medication is 10 days out. I'm getting a refill. I'm just going ahead and submitting for the refill. That way, I know for sure that I'm going to have them, and I feel a little more at ease because I have the medications, and I know that they're coming in, and I don't have to worry about it. And I got at least got 10 days before I received those other medications. So like I said, I try to leave myself 10 days, about a week and a half or so of medications just in case, give you that window. But I hope you guys found this video resourceful to help you out. Again, guys, this is a great way to share great information, and I hope you guys will take the chance to look at us right here on Hope with Jonathan. Our podcast, we share stories of hope. And if you go through our catalog of videos, we've done quite a few interviews with a lot of different kidney warriors from everywhere across the world. We've interviewed patients from England, Wales, Canada, right here in the United States. I mean, we've done some incredible interviews, lots of guests. I also interviewed a kidney warrior from Ireland, Kilkenny, Ireland. And I mean, we have done things that I never thought that we would do, but it's been an incredible honor. It's been an incredible journey, and I am so blown away at the response to Hope with Jonathan and what we're doing with this podcast. These videos are just ways for me to share information with you, and I hope you find them beneficial. Leave us a comment, drop a comment, let us know what you think of our channel. Let your voice be heard. We would love to hear from you. Let us know if you're ever interested at all. Definitely reach out to us. We would love to have you on our show. We would love to feature your story. I've had a lot of people reach out to me to want to be interviewed and things like that. So definitely, that's how you get on the podcast. If you're a warrior out there, you've battled a chronic illness like kidney disease and kidney failure. Maybe you've had a kidney transplant. Maybe you're a kidney donor. Maybe you want to share that story. Those are great stories that we love to hear. We would love to have you on our show. So I'm telling you now, check us out. We're at Hope with Jonathan. Right here on YouTube, we're at hopewithjonathan.com is our website. You can see what we've been doing. You can stream the podcast over there. You can actually listen to the audio versions of our podcast. And there's a lot of different information over there, my personal stories over there by way of blog. But listen, guys, I really appreciate you watching this video. I hope you guys found this informative. Again, this is 5 great ways to, easy ways to learn how to manage and organize your medications. And I hope you guys would appreciate this video and hit that subscribe button. Guys, y'all take care. God bless. This is Jonathan. Take care of your kidneys.
Jonathan is created as an informational, educational, and entertainment show. Hope with Jonathan hosts, guests, partners provide information on the basis of research and personal experiences. and is not to be taken as or implied as diagnosis of any disease or treatment. Hope with Jonathan, its host and guests and partners, recommend and encourage you to speak to your medical team before implementing any treatment or diagnosis found on this show or any product, service associated to Hope with Jonathan.